Indestructible Gaming. Choose your character. Musketshot, Mr. K. Let the review begin.
Hello and welcome to Indestructible Gaming and more. I am Musketshot. Alongside me, my co-host, Mr. K. Mr. K, hello.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
Yeah.
Week 11, I think.
Week 11. Week 12, actually.
Week 12? Yeah, week 12.
We've lost count.
Pretty much.
The quarantine has screwed up with our minds. But this week, we're reviewing a game called Gato Roboto. It kind of reminds me of Mr. Roboto by Styx, but I don't think they were planning on that. But hey, whatever. That's what it reminds me of. So I'll give some quick information on the developer and publisher. Then we'll jump into the plot of the game. But Mr. K will give you that. So let's get started. So the developer of this game is Doink Soft. All one word, Doink Soft. They're located in Oregon. Looks like this might be the only full game that they have published. And then the publisher of the game is Devolver Digital. And Devolver Digital has like a bunch of games that they've published for different companies. So too many to actually name and count. But if you're curious about what games they publish, you can go onto their website and look up Devolver Digital. The game Gato Roboto, we downloaded it on Xbox One Game Pass. It is available also on Nintendo Switch and on the PC. It's rated E for everyone, and it's a 2D platformer. So that's the general info on it.
Metroidvania.
Yeah, so do you want to give the plot of the story, Mr. K?
Yes, of course. I will do that right now for you. The plot for Gato Roboto is you play as a cat named Kiki as your ship is coming back from a mission. With you and your master, you see the sun as a distress signal shows up for them on their map. So they call in, and basically the main boss says, go in with care. But instead of that, Kiki goes on to the control panel and makes them crash land. Eventually, you make it out alive as your partner is in the ship, very hurt, cannot move, and sends you forth looking through this world to see what the stress signal is all about and possibly saving his life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's stuck in the ship, right?
Yeah, it's crushed between his body. He cannot get out.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't know why. I don't know why that was. He's crushed and he cannot get out. Anyways, go ahead. Anything else on the plot of the game? That's pretty much it, right?
For the main plot, the premise of it, pretty much.
So yeah, this game is a Metroidvania 2D platformer type game. So I guess if you're into those types of games, you've played a bunch of Metroidvania type games in the past, right?
Not too much, but I dabbled around.
You dabbled around, okay. So do you think the Metroidvania style is in this game?
Yeah, definitely. So Metroidvanias, like I said in the last couple, like a last couple of podcasts ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really recall which episode it was. Maybe it was Guacamelee.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, the whole thing is you go around, collect things, go back to previous places you've been, open things or get stuff with the thing you acquired. Basically, you go around, get more things, and go more places you haven't been to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not fully required.
Right.
So you can just do it on your own if you really want to go for that completionist kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, Gato Roboto shows a lot of that.
Yeah. Now do you want to talk about the items that Kiki has? He has a mech suit. He does have weapons.
He basically comes across a mech that is just there. There's a reason, I'm not going to say why, but it's just there. And that's pretty much how he just puts it on, he dons it, and it's basically... So it basically has a primary shoot button, which you press the X button to shoot. I don't know what it is for other
Yeah, and I think there's a B button. The B button shoots a rocket that you at some point get.
But as you progress through the game, you can get new abilities, which you can unlock through getting cartridges and going down to a mechanic that you meet later in the game and can unlock them. And cartridges are basically items you find around the world that are collectibles and they're secretive. And basically, when you collect them, you can unlock different tints. You can make the game look different, which I think was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there's health.
You got health upgrades.
Upgrades.
Yeah, health upgrades, which upgrades your points, which is kind of like a Mega Man meter.
Yeah, because you start off with 6, right? At the beginning.
I think so. You start with 6, and I think you end with 16.
Yeah.
There are a total of 14 to find.
Mm-hmm.
There are also
there's a bunch of different save points as well.
Save points, and there's
which are good because they restore your health meter to full.
They do restore your health meter, and if you are just Kiki, it will also give you the suit back. So
right, because you can. That's the other thing too. I wanted you to maybe talk about is Kiki can run around by himself as a cat in certain areas. He can swim in the water. He can climb walls.
You can also go through air ducts or special little tunnels that you can't get through the mech normally.
Yeah. So it is kind of different because he's able to do a lot of different things. He just isn't in a mech suit the whole entire time. He is able to jump out.
And you can press the X button to make him meow. So what's not to like there?
Right. So yeah, he does a number of different things. The climbing off the walls is kind of cool. To being able to do that as just a cat climbing up. He can't climb up walls in the mech suit.
The only downside you have to be careful is that when you go from the mech to Kiki, Kiki only has 1 hit point. So if you get hit once, he is dead.
He's dead. He's done. Yep.
Or she. I don't think they say if it's a girl or a guy.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If it's there, I may have just looked over it. So tell us if we're wrong.
Yep. So you can do a lot again with Kiki as a character. Obviously, the mech suit is the better suit to be in, but there's certain areas where you're just not going to be able to use the mech suit. There's certain areas you can't destroy some blocks to get through an area. You have to get out of the mech suit to go in as Kiki, just as the cat gets through a certain area, then hopefully find another area where there's a mech suit or go back to that area where the mech suit is.
Secrets can also be found all around the map, and some of them even require you to use enemies to get to them.
Right.
So you may have to outwit yourself or outwit the enemy, whichever. Yeah. Whichever is better.
Yeah. So this game has kind of an old school look to it. It's not 8-bit, but it is.
I would say like a Microsoft.
Yeah.
A little look.
Yeah, it has an old Microsoft PC look to it. Old, like if you remember playing those old PC games or early Nintendo or GameCube. I think it kind of reminds me of GameCube a little bit because it's the game starts, it's in black and white. So that's, I think, why it kind of reminds me of GameCube a little bit. But did you like the old school look? I thought it was pretty cool.
I enjoyed it. I think it gave it a lot of personality.
Yeah.
Because if they went for a different feel, I feel like it wouldn't be as good.
Right. Yeah.
Because usually with games nowadays, you usually don't play as an animal.
Yeah.
So just with a nostalgic feel, I bet, which is probably the reason why they went for Metroidvania. I think that went well together.
Yeah.
To make a cool experience.
Yeah. And then as you were saying, the cartridges that you pick up throughout the game, those allow you to go back into the settings of the game and change the tint of the game. So you start off in black and white, and then you can go to soft. You can go to bark, which is like a brownish color. There's one that's called nicotine, which I didn't like at all. That was like a weird, strange color. I didn't like that color.
I forgot what mine was, but the one I kept it on was it was like a light blue, and it kind of looks like it's the color pretty much close to the color that we use for our logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the old school kind of graphics wise, when everything was like blue and purple. That's the reason why it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I liked the soft tint of the game. I thought that was pretty. I kept it on that, but But yeah, you can choose. How many cartridges were there again? I'm sorry.
14.
14 cartridges. So there's 14 different tints you can go with. So it's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Different.
And you can and if you like the Virtual Boy by Nintendo, if you've seen that, nice, right on black, doesn't hurt the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You can also grab that as well.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the mechanics of the game?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was like
your typical platformer, jumping and
it was your
bouncing from
typical
different
Metroidvania, but it wasn't too. It wasn't boring. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it was very satisfying to shoot the enemies because they make a little sound every time you shoot them, and then like gives them a little shake.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like how they presented the game.
Yeah,
and the fact that you didn't die, for real, to end the game completely, that's pretty cool as well.
Right. Yeah. Jumping out of the suit and going back into the suit, climbing up walls. I thought that was pretty fun for the game and stuff like that, for mechanics and gameplay wise. They had something that was a little bit different on when you go to the map to see where you are. I thought it was kind of hard to tell where you were basically, but they are sort of like XY coordinates on top of the screen that sort of tells you where they are.
It's not, you don't really have to look at the coordinates. I mean, it's usually you're like a blinking light on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And the rooms that are filled are the ones that you've been to, and the rooms that are outlined are ones you haven't been to.
Yeah.
And there's going to be ones that says E on it, which means exit. And the ones with, I think, the S are save points, obviously. And then, oh, I'm sorry, E does not mean exit, they mean elevators, which could be used as an entry or exit.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on if you're going up or down, which is basically how the game works. You just go down. They're kind of like levels, like actual levels, if you think about it.
Yeah. And the cartridges aren't labeled on there. Those you're gonna have to seek out and find, because those are sort of like extras in the game.
They're fun to look for, though. Nothing too something to scratch your head for at least 5 minutes, but nothing that'll make you rattled up about it.
Yeah.
And you can't find it.
Yeah. And you can go online and find out where all of them are. I think there's some sites that have all the locations for them. So if you really want to keep playing around with the different settings of the game to see the different colors, I'm sure you can find that online.
Mm.
There's a section in the game that I thought was kind of weird. The heater core area.
What about it?
The screen kind of gets all wobbly a little bit, like because of the heat.
Yeah.
And steam and stuff like that. Did you find that difficult to play in?
Not really. It was just I thought it was a cool graphic because you're like in a mech, and they literally tell you not to get out of the mech or else you'll be melted.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense why that'd be like that.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of steam
just to stick with the
fire
story and all that.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of different. I was like, wow, that's at first I was like, I don't really like that, but then I was like, okay, it's not too bad once you get used to it. You quickly get used to it. So
yeah, the music in the game is pretty atmospheric and it's light. It's very light, not so hard that that'll thrash your heart around.
No, although I did turn it off.
You turned off the music?
Yeah, I did. I turned off the music. There was times where it kind of bugged me a little bit, so I did turn it off. So it's not super terrible, but it was enough to make me just go, I'm gonna turn it off. Did you like the 8-bit talking type?
Yes, the 8-bit talking type.
They don't really talk. They just.
If you played Star Fox at all, that's basically how they talk.
Yeah.
They say it's kind of like a different language.
Yeah.
Like imagine we take off like ER endings and then just say that with a bunch of different endings combined.
Yeah.
It's very weird, but I thought it was cool.
I mean, there's text to see what they're saying, and it's basically each time you can read the text, and then you have to hit a button to proceed to the next thing that they say. But they kind of sound like robots. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of robots, but
they make the cats and they make Kiki sound pretty cool too. So
yeah,
I thought it was a cool effect to add.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just feel like it wouldn't felt right if they just put in a regular sound.
Right.
Because it wouldn't go along with the kind of graphic you're aiming for. So they kind of want it to be old-fashioned in a way, but not enough to not feel right. So I think that went pretty well done for them.
Yeah. Now I know you finished the game. I didn't. A lot of people said that the game they felt was, as far as when I looked at some reviews, people said the game was maybe too short. Did you think that? I don't know.
I felt it was a little short, but what for it was pretty lengthy. It was good. It's a Metroidvania. I don't think Metroidvanias were supposed to be forever, because then you'd be more confused than anything.
Yeah.
But
plus there'd be a lot of levels to add too.
But for what they added, for what they have in there, it gives off at least, I think it was 5 hours of gameplay, which is usually short for a AAA title. But this is an indie game we're talking about, so I'm happy either way we have a 5-hour story to go with. And there is an unlockable for getting all of the cartridges. You get an upgrade for the mech, which I'm not going to say, so you can go play it yourselves.
Do you? Does it have replayability on your end for you?
For replayability, it'd be definitely one to come back to after a while, because it was fun to play, but sometimes it was infuriating.
Yeah, some of the bosses are tough.
Once you kind of die a lot and come back for the bosses, you understand their patterns and how they move around and how they'll attack you or where they're going to land. Like one of them, the whole point of it is to dodge its attacks. I didn't even know about that till I died accidentally and finally figured out how. I felt like a very smart person after that. Something I'll come to probably after a couple of years, maybe. Yeah, that's if it's still on Game Pass.
Yeah. Well, would it be something that if you felt it was going off Game Pass, would you buy it, or would you be like, man,
it matters
if it goes on sale or something?
It matters kind of when and how long it's been since I played it, because maybe I'll look at it and go, I remember this being pretty good.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just play for once, and then I'll play it, and then the other way goes the other way. If I have no interest, I won't bother.
Yeah. That's good. So what's your final look at this game? What's your final review on it?
I think Gato Roboto was a very charming game with very cool aesthetics, a wonderful, colorful background you can change through the cartridges. Getting 100% of the game isn't required, but I think it's cool for what you unlock. It's small, very small. You use it like once, to be honest. But once you get it, it can actually be really useful for later on.
And you got 100%?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Cool, good.
But for what it was a short game, although for an indie title, lengthy game, which is pretty cool. I'm happy to say that. Kiki is cool. I like Kiki. And I honestly hope we see more of her. Devolver, if you're listening, do a second one.
Yeah, Devolver or Doinksoft, one of the two.
I would like a second one. Maybe make it a 3D Metroidvania.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think those exist at all. Do that. It'd be cool. But yeah, I think my rating would be 8.5 out of 10.
Wow, excellent.
What about yours?
So I struggled in this game. Not really good with platformers. And I can't say I'm not good or good with Metroidvania games, because I don't think I've played enough of them to tell, but I can tell you that platformers I struggle with. I like the graphics. Like I said, the music I kind of turned off, but I like the graphics. I like that kind of old school look to it. I thought Kiki was a cool character. I like the gameplay of being able to jump out of the mech suit or climb walls or use the mech suit to blow stuff up or kill the enemy and stuff like that with your different weapons and stuff like that. The cartridges, finding those and changing the color of the game, that was pretty cool. I don't know. I think it would have been really cool to be able to have, like, maybe find the final cartridge, and I don't know, maybe you can tell me, find the final cartridge and change it to an all color game. Maybe that happens. I don't know. Maybe
that'd be cool.
maybe you don't want to disclose it if it did happen.
Nah, sadly it doesn't.
No, but I think that would have been kind of cool if they had done that. But the game I thought was pretty tough. The bosses I thought were pretty tough. But again, it's because one, I'm not really good at platformers, and two, there's times where I'm just struggling games, and this is one of those games I struggle in. But I think it's a decent game. I think if you like Metroidvania type games and you like 2D platformers, I definitely think you should try this game out. Get it on Xbox Game Pass or Steam or on Switch or something. Or not on Steam, it's on PC, but on. So as far as a rating goes, I'd probably give it a 7. I wish I could give it more than that because I like I said, I just struggled with a lot of the boss fights and stuff like that. So that kind of killed it for me a little bit. But I think it's an enjoyable game for those who like like I said, the 2D Metroidvania platformers. That's a hard word to say, Metroidvania. But so that is it for those reviews. So what are we going to do next week?
All right, so the next review we're going to be doing is a game called Jumpalo, which doesn't have a release date yet, and we got an early copy of it. It's in early access right now, what I know of.
Mm-hmm.
But we're playing that at the moment, and you will hear a review of it next week.
Yeah. So this will be a online version of a kind of a co-op type or multiplayer game. I shouldn't say co-op, but multiplayer type game. So it should be kind of fun that hopefully we'll be able to do together and play together and try the game out, and hopefully be able to invite my wife and maybe your brother or somebody in as well to see if we can do 4 players. But if not, we'll just do the 2 of us and see how it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that'll be all for today. This is Indestructible Gaming, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Right. Peace.
Bye.
Game over.
Hey, it's Mr. K here. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. I hope you enjoyed the episode today. Also, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and iRadio. Anyways, hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.